Hi, it's Patrick LeGreed from Halfwheel, and today we're taking a look at a torch flame lighter from a company that is best known for its soft flames. Now, this is the Djeep Turbo Mini Lighter, which I happened to come across on Amazon a while back, and figured it would be worth seeing if it lived up to the reputation of the company's soft flames, which look like this. I can't tell you how many times I've used the soft flame version and really how many I have laying around. They're my go-to when traveling, so that I have some sort of lighter with me until I can get to a torch lighter. Now, in terms of the specific of the Turbo Mini Lighter, it measures 3¼ inches tall, 2 inches wide, and 1 inch thick, and weighs just about 1.8 ounces, making it pocket friendly, but also quite light in the hand. Now, it's offered in 4 colors: clear, orange, pink, and blue. And as for pricing, it ranges between about $3.50 and $5 a lighter, depending on how you purchase them. They're often sold in packs of 6 or 12, which brings that cost down from the single price, which tends to be closer to about $5. In terms of functionality, this is about as stripped down as you're going to get. This is just a single flame torch lighter. There's no punch cutter or any other add-ons. There is a flip down flame adjuster here on the bottom, which you can see. And to utilize that, you just stick your fingernail in there and it pops up that little tab, and that way you can twist to get the amount of flame that you want. But beyond that, like I said, there's really no features on this. There is an angled head, which we can debate if that's a true feature. I'm not sure it comes in that handy when it comes to cigars, but it may come in handy if you're using this to light other things such as candles. The other really big selling point is just the large fuel tank right there that you can see. As you all know, I love a fuel window, and this is about as clear as it gets. Now, to use a Djeep Turbo Mini Lighter, you first have to remove the cap right here, and that stays attached to the lighter body like that. You can remove this, and I'll be honest with you, I'm not crazy about this thing dangling around as I'm trying to light a cigar. So I probably would remove this at some point, but that's another topic for another day. Then all you do is simply press down on the ignition. That starts to flow butane. Click it to get the ignition sparked, and you have a single flame torch just like that. As you can see, it's a fairly typical flame size. This isn't one of the large or oversized flames that other companies have been releasing more of lately. This is a pretty bare bones single flame torch lighter. In terms of the ignition, it is pretty good, and I will say that out of the gate, I liked this Djeep. It's nothing flashy. It's not going to win any design awards, but it is just a simple, very affordable torch lighter. And that's fine with me. You know, I'm not one who needs a cutter or a draw poker or a curved stand for my cigar. All I want is to see how much fuel's left in the tank and for the ignition to work reliably. Now, with time, that second request about the ignition became a bit of an issue. I can't tell if it's something about the spark of the ignition or the flow of the butane, but the results were more unproductive than I would like. Now, I get it. This is a sub $5 lighter, and maybe that's to be expected a bit, but it doesn't mean I enjoyed it. Now, if you decide to buy this, I think you'll be fine with it as long as expectations are tempered. It works at its basic level, even though I think if you run into the same ignition issues that I did, you might find yourself starting to get a little bit frustrated and wishing you'd gone with a slight upgrade, something like the Palio Sienna, which costs about $8.99 and has a great ignition mechanism, probably one of the best on the market. So, you know, again, if you're looking for a real bare bones lighter, this will do the trick. Of course, it's cooperating more than it does, it has with me in terms of the ignition. But as you can see, you know, when it gets on a good streak, it gets going really nicely, does its job, and then you just put the cap back on and away you go. So this is the Djeep Turbo Mini Lighter, a serviceable, maybe not quite ideal option for your next cigar lighter. Thanks for checking out this review, and for more coverage of the premium cigar industry, including news, reviews, legislation, and more, be sure to check out halfwheel.com.